Hello and welcome to another episode of Commander Fodder. So we're on to visions to try and sort of line this up with the deck musings episodes. And so as usual I opened some virtual packs of visions and this card came up, Griffin Canyon. So it's a non-basic land from Visions. You tap it, add one colourless mana to your mana pool. You can also tap it and untap a target Griffin. That Griffin gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So I think what we should do here is go with Griffin Tribal. Now there are a few other cards that were in the card pool which just happened to be in white. And the reason why we're in white is because the legend that I'm going to build this deck around is a mono white commander. We'll see what it is in a moment. But some white cards that were also in the virtual pool were Tithe. Single white, search your library for a plains card. If your opponent controls fewer lands than target opponent, you may search your library for an additional plains card, reveal those cards to all players, and put them into your hand, shuffle your library afterwards. We've got Miraculous Recovery, so 4 and a white, put a target creature card from the graveyard into play, and put a 1/1 counter on that creature. Treat the creature as though it were just played. And we've got Sisay's Ring, was also in Visions, so 4 to cast, tap, add 2 colourless mana to your mana pool, play this ability as a mana source. So it's a rather higher costed Soul Ring. And then we've got Zubiri, Golden Feather, so 4 and a white, 3/3, flying. It counts as a Griffin, and all other Griffins get +1/+1. And you'll notice it was from the previous set in the block, from Mirage. So that fits in really nicely. So, yeah, another of probably many instances of these episodes where this deck is just going to really, probably build itself. So I forgot to put planes in the deck. That was rather remiss of me. So let's do that. Maybe I just saved it so we can sort out the particular colour we want to use. Yeah, that was it. That's what I'm going to say. So we're going to use the artwork from Mirage. But which one? So, well, as you know, I have certain favourites from here, and I think this is the one that I always like from white. Yeah, let's go with... We don't really have any ones with griffins in them, do we? I mean, there's some with birds there. Let's just go with the zebra. Yeah. And I'll play it safe for the moment. I know this is a monocoloured deck. I can't remember what's going on there. I can't remember, like in terms of the curve. Oh dear, it's probably not the best. I should have done it outside, but never mind. Yeah, in terms of the curve, if we're playing Griffins, where they predominantly feature on the curve, but we'll do 36. So I'm just trying to remember just to include it, what other utility lands are actually in the set. Anyway, we'll see what comes up. Sometimes I like to play the non-basic lands. Actually, let's do that. Let's see what it, just see what it suggests. Got to have Nixos, of course, in here. More room. Could have the cyclers, I suppose. Just go for the obvious inclusions here. Slightly on the expensive side. It's always nice in a monocolour deck. Yeah. Which means I probably should just now, let's change the view. I can show you, I shot this after I did the episode for deck musings, because I'm still in the other view. It sort of remembers from whatever you did last. Okay, I'm going to cut this down a bit. It's being a bit cranky this morning. Right. So obviously going to feature lots of Griffins in here, and I will just leave the Griffin shenanigans till last. Well, we should run that. Oh, it's an artifact Griffin. Deals coming to play. Destroy target non. Oh, not the sound of that. There's these as well, the banners. Pretty cool. I should run the Pearl Medallion. And Marble Diamond, maybe. Yeah, all the good tribal stuff. Run spear, maybe. So much good stuff here, actually. Oh yeah, Gauntlet of Power, of course. I'll run the Solemn. Enchantment wise, I'm not too good at remembering what you can play. Oh, do I want to run? Yeah, no. Do I want to run Phyrexian Rebirth? Is the question. That's although that's a sorcery. We'll see if it comes up. And my other old mate. But yeah, I don't think. Well, we'll see what abilities are on the various Griffins. Yeah, gotta have that. Glorious Anthem. Dictate. I am running white. I'm just trying to think, I'm thinking ahead here, there's some cool utility creatures. That might work in this deck. We'll see. Yeah, let's just run multiples of that. We'll come back to that once we've started filling the deck out a bit. Instant wise, yeah, path, swords. Where's... I should run a Manitize. Disenchant. That's not going to be that useful, I don't think. Dawn Charm. Turn to dust. Interesting, I'm surprised there wasn't more like aura removal, like a pacifism maybe, but I suppose because most of these were, yeah, more, you're going to get more stuff that cares about tribal than really suggest removal, so that's probably it. Mass calcify. Yes, please. So, what sort of wrath do I want to add here? And revoke existence. That's interesting. That could be fun. Be fun politically. I'll stick with that for the moment, I think. So, and then we just pile in a load of creatures, really. Right. You gain 2 life and put 2 on 1 counters on up to 1 target creature. Exile. Creature control gain flying and double strike. Okay. With flying, get. Okay. Yep. Angels. Okay. It's got a removal effect stapled to it. What was that from then? On the Horizons originally. I thought Mouse Calcify, wasn't that a little bit earlier? Yeah, Shadow Wall. Same artwork though. Okay. I won't play around with the artwork too much, otherwise it'll add an extra half an hour onto the video. So, what have we done? Definitely haven't done creatures yet. So, instants, planeswalkers, sorceries, enchantments, artifacts, and land. Okay, so now we'll move on. I'll just do that in case. So you can see there's a few in here which were released around this time. but there's quite a few that have cropped up in, you know, lots of different sets subsequently. And then down the bottom here, okay, we have Adaptive Automaton. I think I will put that in. Could be nasty. No, the White Orchid. There's some nice utility here actually. But let's just go to the top, get some Griffins in here. So I think a few deals. Okay. You'll find a lot of these have interesting abilities like stapled to them. I think there was a number I seem to remember. So they have like ETBs on them. It's not the first time that I've looked at Griffin Tribal actually. But from what I can remember, and it's probably been a, well, I don't know. Just trying to think if it ever came up in one of the original series. But either a Set Musings episode or a Commander Fodder / Commander Durdle episode. But I know there's a few here that have like interesting sack effects and other things. I got banding and flying as well. But I think I'll just basically go by the order in which they appear here. It does appear that the, not surprisingly, the stronger ones are bubbled to the surface. You can see we've got some pump effects here and +1/+1 stuff going on. Also ways of getting things back. You can see flying vigilance is a bit of a thing. There's some lots of colour specific stuff as well here. That could be very annoying. She didn't end up playing a Johnny, so I don't know if there was that a Johnny either, but I won't put that in. Creatures without flying can't attack. That could be very annoying indeed. So we better have that in. Now I did want to play that. Oh look, 2, 3 for 1 with flying. When you control no enchantment, sacrifice Tethered Griffin. I don't know, that really doesn't belong in this sort of deck. Griffin enchantment deck more likely. Suppose it'd be handy to have some card draw. Oh yeah, Mirror Entity. That's a nice card. So 8 cards to play, and I think they're all going to be creatures. Oh, hang on, what am I saying? I didn't really do... Yeah, let's revisit the sorceries again. Let's see, I sort of stopped short, didn't I? So Wrath. Each creature chooses a creature type. Destroy all creatures that aren't of the chosen type this way. They can't be regenerated. Yeah. 95. So 5 more. Now we'll take a look at the curve, and I might see if I want to tweak accordingly. So we've got these ones that specifically hate on certain colours. Might be handy. Should run that. Crovax. One more. Is it a Griffin or is it another non-Griffin utility creature? That's the question. Yeah, I want to run that. Oh, there's so much stuff here I could potentially run. I mean, if these cards had a lot more variety of static abilities on them, I probably would look to remove something that, you know, amplifies that or imparts it on other creatures a lot more. Let's look at the curve. Ooh, yeah, okay. So I don't know if I want to really be pulling any land from this. Let me... I'm just seeing if it's going to let me filter on. Griffins, yeah, it does. Okay, so 17 Griffins in the deck, apparently. If I've got that filter right. 3 shapeshifters. Does it let me do this? I never used the deck filter before. This is like uncharted territory. Okay. 11 creatures that aren't Griffins. Okay, could be worse. Okay, so first things first, let's just export this deck in case we have an unforeseen incident. And then what we'll do is we will go into the playtester as always. Okay, well that looks good mana wise. How about anything else? We do have a mana tithe. We do have a, is that a 4-drop? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so we have a 4-drop Griffin. Okay, let's just play this out. When can, so that's 5-drop, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. You might as well get that out. So we can play our metallic mimic. Yep. It's a name Griffin. Honor of the Pure. It's enchantment. Is that a... Oh wow, it's a 2-drop. Okay, so I may have played an extra land here by accident. Oh well. Oh yeah, this is looking good. Yeah, so now we're in a position we can start getting these out. I can myriad landscape if I really wanted to. Let's calcify. Not many creatures at the moment, so obviously I could swing. Well, this has flying. It's +1/+1 until end of turn, so I could be attacking my opponents. This one's just a 2/1. Doesn't have flying, but also if you remember, each creature you control of the chosen time is battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. So with that out, that would have actually had a 1/1 counter on it. Like that. We could get this out, it should be fine. This I can't see so clearly. Okay, yeah. So we've got a lot of utility in our hands. But nothing much else. Yeah, Esper Sentinel, so we just chug along really. Yeah. As is the case with a lot of tribal decks. Yeah, not more fun than power really. I mean, with this deck, it's really a question of if the everything aligns right and you get all these pump spells and enchantments that give white creatures +1/+1 and enhance certain creature types, then your Griffins get bigger and they're flying, and some of them have vigilance and that sort of thing. But initially this can be a little bit dirtily. Well, very dirtily. So these are 3 drops. Oh, that's nice. So we can cast these. What's that? Okay, yeah, so I can get to draw 3 cards if I wanted to. Icon of Ancestry, yeah, so these are all good. So obviously I would name my creature type as being Griffin. Although I probably would think carefully about with this deck. Again, a nice one for like a toolkit, and then just play around with the Griffin count versus the non-Griffin creature, utility creature stuff, and just see how it balances out maybe. Well, we're starting to get stuff out now. I'm a little bit worried. I mean, also, the white spells up 1 less to cast, but it doesn't really help me with this Caged Sun. This is getting stuck in my hand, but I could draw cards, so I wanted to. This is now playable because of this, and because of that. Door of Destinies. Yeah, not seeing very many Griffins, unfortunately. So this deck, oh, there's one, definitely needs a bit of work, I think. See, that's better. That's 3. Okay, keep this. Draw. What's that? It's a 4-drop. But then, of course, on the other hand, I suppose you don't want your hand full of Griffins early on, because they tend to be sort of slightly higher casting costs. As you probably gather, it's not always the best tribal to play. Certainly there's other mono white tribes that are much stronger than this. I'll get to play something in a moment. I might play that out, say Griffin. Oh, we'd use a colour, so yeah, so we'll see white there. Oh, this is the one for, choosing a creature type. Herald's Horn. Got the 2 modelled up there. Griffin. Oh, we got a Marble Diamond that turn. There's a Solemn. Get that out. Get a Griffin out. It's a 4-drop. Now this is a 6, isn't it? It's a 6-drop. Yeah. Okay, good to know. That's a 5-drop. This thing. 6-drop. Get to tap down a target creature, okay. I actually didn't think of that. Oh yeah, you always have something in play. But notice that it's at the beginning of tap target creature. It's not a May. So that if you're the only one with creatures in play, you're going to be tapping down your own stuff, although it could tap itself, I suppose. So that's a possibility. That's funny, I didn't, yeah. It's not a problem, I suppose, in multiplayer, but that is, I should have read that card probably a little better. We've got a few 5-drops here clogging up our hand. So at this point I'd probably want to, yeah, solemn, get a basic land. From my library. Like that one. Do you get to play it with solemn? I can never remember. Yeah, tapped. And then shuffle. Well, that's playable anyway. This is our Vanquisher's Banner, if we wanted to. Oh, finally. We can play up that. We can play up that. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing else here yet. I could probably play out that, yeah, so slow but sure. Get that out. And because I'll be swinging with these, but just more interested in getting stuff out. Wow. I choose Griffins. I choose Griffins. Don't know if I want that out yet. Get that out. That's playable. Need one more land to play this, or something that's generally going to reduce the cost. I don't think I've got anything up here. Swords. Flying, flying, flying. That doesn't. Wow, put that out. Oh. Yeah. That's playable. That's yeah. Nice idea, but yeah, I don't know. This wouldn't. Wouldn't be very effective, I don't think. Needs more work, I think is the term I'm looking for. Needs more work. So there we have it. Hopefully you've enjoyed me making a ride to pig's ear of a Griffin deck. Yeah. The creature package is pretty cheap. So really the expense is in some of the land, some of the instance in here. Would it be, yeah, tithe is expensive. The others are pretty reasonable. Creatures generally on the whole are fairly cheap. I mean, the 28 creatures, $19. And I think, isn't there some artifacts in here that are, it's one of these banner type. Well, I know Door of Destinies has a high price. But maybe, yeah, the Herald type stuff. I don't know what the pearl the price on a pearl medallion is. And the original, yeah, they're not cheap, are they? The original Tempest, are they nice? $25. Doesn't have a price for the Commander Masters, so we go with that one. But yeah, you could always pull it, I suppose. Let's put another land in. Maybe get rid of Sissy's ring as well. I just put that in there because it was, in the set. So there we have it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.